Here you go.
Say it long enough.
Oh, sorry. Hit the men's room. It's warm in here, eh?
You were confusing my 20 or whatever year history of bad from the cops, bad publicity, bad
Interactions.
interactions from the police or lack of action on the police parts on my behalf with what happened. And you're wrong when you're thinking that I've done this to get to promote change or something. I was trying to tell you that I don't even understand. I was reading the Bible and talking to a lady. The last thing I remember was when she went home, I read a little more of the Bible, and I remember talking to her about many different things. And she said she liked the way I explained it and that I should actually teach or something. And she's a nice older lady.
When was that, Basil?
The night before. And I was talking to her about the part where the 10 Commandments, and she said it's thou shalt not kill, and I said no. If you look in the newer Bible, it'll say thou shalt not kill. In the old original Bibles, it's thou shalt not murder. And I explained to her.
Yeah, I made that same
mistake. I keep talking. I don't like to interrupt because I lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
I explained to her that if it said thou shalt not kill, it would mean not be able to kill an animal for food or whatever. For various reasons, people kill for sport, kill for food, you kill for whatever. And I said that's why it's murder. And I said when you kill a murder, it's killing something. Murdering is killing something innocent. And which I abhor, how do you ever say the word? I hate child molesters. I hate what happened to my ex-wife. I know that destroyed her, that she never had a life. I know that played a big part in what he done to her has played out on me as the bad guy. And then so it just keeps rolling. I understand that. I've read every psychology book I could to try to help her. But after 27 years of abuse from her, or her seeing me as abusive because I'm trying to help her, and her family wanting to hide their family secret, because that's what they call it. Your mother and father are finally dead. Their father would have liked to have had that come out. The mother did not. And there is a Bruce Sawbridge, police officer from Killaloe, Eagle area he lives.
I think you told me his name. Yeah.
I never told you his name today or ever.
Bruce?
Bruce Sawbridge. I did not ever say that today.
Well, there's
I
somebody
meant
from
a
Killaloe.
different Bruce, but
Oh, it was Miller from Killaloe.
I don't know Miller's first name. Anyway, Sawbridge told me that my ex-wife's two sisters went in and complained that they had been molested or whatever by their brother, but my ex-wife never did because she probably can't deal with it. At one point she thought that I was, by wanting her to go get help or admit it, that I was humiliating her. And far from it, I would have stood behind her, even if to this day, if she ever, it's too late now, but if she ever admitted the truth, and I would stand behind her all the way. Because she's a drug addict, alcoholic, like she's everything there is. And all she has to do is tell the truth. And she won't, I'm sure she'd get over all of it. She's making her own self sick. My kids think I hate her. I never hated her ever. Never, not even now. After all the things she's done to me, I don't hate her. Never did. Even the police, everybody thinks that I never beat her, I never hit her, I never put her down, even one judge thought that, how did he say I was just trying to tell the truth. I wasn't trying to humiliate her or, God almighty, what a stupid.
Who's this woman you're having the spiritual discussion with?
Elizabeth Rakowski, she just moved into the building. She's an older lady, her husband, well, not that old, 60, I don't know. Her husband died 10 years ago or something.
Where, is this your building or where is this happening?
The building where I live.
Sorry, the building?
Where I live, Palmer Rapids.
Okay.
Lived,
Palmer Rapids, is Crooked Park Slide, is that Palmer Rapids? Combermere, yeah. I used to live out that way.
15 minutes away.
Okay. So this is happening in Palmer Rapids.
So we were talking, and I guess whatever our end conversation was, when I fell asleep, I must have dreamt about it, or I hadn't slept. I kept telling everybody in that building that I am tired. I haven't slept in days. Everything is going haywire. And I was talking to the crisis people. I'm trying to get help, and I need somebody to talk to, and nothing. I got no one. I even talked to my probation officer, was one of the best ones for trying to help me, but that was not even her job. And I ended up with basically nothing anyway. And I kept telling me I'm going to explode. I can't handle it anymore. Everything is too much. I never dreamt that this would happen.
Anything can happen under stress, Basil. Anything.
So we were talking about the Bible, and I remember we talked about all kinds of things in there, about what was a fruit, and it's not an apple. Everybody believes it's an apple in the Bible. And we talked about when Noah's Ark, how many animals went on, and she said 2, and I said that's wrong. Look in the Bible, there's 2 of every dirty animal and 7 of every clean. And when I have a Bible, I'm quite willing to just look and show you and prove to you. And we talked about why do people, everybody thinks there was 2. Why isn't it real? Why do we believe what the priest or the padre or people, how come nobody reads the Bible for himself and knows as a fact? And it's just like in life, everybody believes what you hear. Nobody wants to make sure that it's true. It's what happened to me. The system, the police, they believe the lies. It all piled up on me as being the bad guy. Then the next person comes along, and all they have to do is just mention Basil Borutski and the police are on me. Because there's a big pile of bullshit lies.
Oh, I don't think you're a bad guy, Basil.
It doesn't matter what you think. I'm talking about the past and how we got to here. You're here. I'm talking about back there, and back there, the other police, people that were involved, how one jumps on the other's back, and it comes to the point where there is no justice for Basil, regardless of what happens, what he says. It'll just get worse and worse, and I guess you give up, and the stress level comes. And anyway, all I remember was going to sleep, or I don't even remember going to sleep, and then I woke up, and I don't even know if I drank coffee. I just went out of the house, and I remember at one point thinking about a zombie, and I remember I was confused, and I remember saying the Our Father, Hail Mary, over and over and over, and I was driving, and I said, I was talking to myself out loud, or I think I was, maybe I wasn't. But I kept saying, God, keep me safe, show me what to do, or stuff, and I don't know what, the gun, I had the gun 2 years ago when Carl Culleton and I first got together, and I was living on a farm. I found the gun in the scrapyard in an old motorhome. It was hidden under the floorboards. And I was pulling, I forget how I found it. I was looking for something, and I found the shotgun. And then I collected shells out of every car well, not every car, but I get 2 out of this car, 3 out of this country atmosphere, and I was living near a scrapyard next door. I collected the shells. If you look at them, half of them are rusted, and I don't even know if they. And that was because at that time Carl would visit me there at the farm, and the police would drive by and they'd shine lights, stop in front of the house, shine lights in my windows. It was freaking Carl out, and it kind of destroyed her. And I was totally honest with her. I told her my whole history, and she knew I was going to Anastasia's to work on the house to help her so she could get money to pay Eric. But Anastasia twisted that around to make it look like we were in a relationship so that she wouldn't have to pay, because the whole thing was, in the end, I told Anastasia, that's it, I'm out of here, you're not even trying to get the house, what do you call that, appraised. And I told her I'm going back and reestablishing myself with Carl, because me and Carl had drifted away a bit because I wasn't. And Anastasia went ballistic, locked me out of the house, bare ass in the middle of winter. 40 below, I'll never forget that. It was one of the coldest nights. And then when I finally got in the house, she just laughed. I asked her, why'd you do that? She, like a psycho person, just
Basil, I'm confused about one thing here. I'm hoping you can clarify for me.
I'm confused. I'm wishing I could figure this out.
The information we have, Carol Culleton. Our information is you just met her in September. Is that not correct?
No.
Through the Wilsons?
No, the Wilsons. I don't even know them. I met the Wilsons through Carol.
So how long have you known Carol for?
Approximately 3 years. Before.
And are you in a relationship with her?
Yes. Carl and I had sex, no problem.
Okay.
When I went to help Anastasia tried. She walked around naked. She tried, and I couldn't. I went and told the doctor, there's something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
This young, whatever, struts around. She even in the hot tub would sit on my lap, and nothing. And my doctor told me, Basil, all the things that have happened with women with you, it's psychological. She's like a daughter to you, and it never happened. The doctor even gave me Viagra, because I thought there's something severely wrong with me, and it didn't even work. It didn't work. And then I thought it was because of my hernia, that was my thing, and I don't know. But then when me and Carl got back together, it seemed to all work again. I don't understand. So me and Carl were apart at the time while I was in jail because Anastasia put me there.
How long were you in jail for, Basil?
A year.
When was that?
I got out in January, so I went in January.
January of this year you got out?
This past January.
Okay. So, this conversation with your neighbor, when is this happening? Today's Wednesday. So when are you having this spiritual conversation?
Tuesday night. It has to be Tuesday. Today, somebody else told me today's Thursday.
Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. So then Monday. Today's Wednesday. Tuesday. So then Monday night, me and Elizabeth were talking.
Okay.
Monday. I don't remember. Even I remember Natalie's walking from the house to the vehicle, and I remember thinking like I was beside myself, or like a zombie, or not there. I had the weirdest feeling walking from. I don't remember. I don't know. And then I drive, and I'd say, where do I go, God? And I turn on this highway and that highway, and I didn't even know where I was going. I was in Dacre and places. I had no idea.
So what happened after you're talking to Elizabeth? What can you remember about that?
Going to sleep. I don't even remember going to sleep. I don't know if I counted reading the Bible or if I, which I do read a lot, and I fall asleep with it. And we had a drink. I had two rye, I remember that, and she had 2 beer. I gave her 2 beer, a Bud Apple and a Coors Light, and that's it.
What kind of ride was it?
Forney Creek.
It's a good ride.
And I don't drink much. It's a rare thing. And I don't know. I haven't slept in probably 5 days. I remember sleeping like an hour in the middle of the afternoon, and somebody phoned and woke me up, and I looked and I figured it's about an hour's sleep I've got. But that's been going on for months. I'm getting less and less and less.
What's going on with that? You know, why is that
I
happening?
don't know. And then I burn out, and then I sleep for 20 hours straight, and then it all starts again. It's been happening. That's why I told you I was trying to get talk to. I called the crisis line, Terry.
When were you talking to them, Basil?
Strong. So now I lost that. Rikuski, my probation person, would know that person's name. It's not Terry.
And this is the crisis line person you're trying to think of.
Yes, and they were supposed to get me a mental health worker. I wanted to talk to somebody, and I kept telling everybody that I'm gonna blow here, like there's some, but I didn't think this was, I thought blow was I was gonna go apeshit, screaming, yelling like a retard in the field or something. I felt like my head was gonna blow off.
That's what stress does.
And then,
Basil.
but as far as that day, other than I had a pad of paper, and I wanted to get out of this area. Because I wanted to get away from the
Kill loop.
OPP. And I thought I was going to go to Ottawa. I don't know what I thought, because everything was just snapping in my head. Like, I don't know why.
When you woke up after finally getting some sleep Monday, what can you remember about that?
I don't even know if you're saying when I woke up Tuesday. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you woke up Monday night or Tuesday morning. I don't know.
I don't even know if I slept, or if I did. I don't know. I don't even know when I left. Oh yes, I do. I left around 8 o'clock, or no, earlier. I think I made coffee. I normally just wake up around 5 every day, regardless of if I sleep 2 hours, it's 5 o'clock.
Okay.
It just is.
So where did you go when you woke up?
I believe I went to the gas station in Palmer, Gulix, and I sat there because they weren't open. And then there was no gas in the car, or very little.
Do you have your own vehicle?
No, I borrowed a car off of Cheryl, neighbor downstairs.
Okay.
It was like a nightmare, or not a nightmare, a dream, or I remember a zombie.
Where'd the gun come from?
I told you I got it in the scrapyard. And I thought I was going to protect myself from the police. The police were shining lights and were sitting in front of the house. And I'm telling you, it's either post-traumatic or it could be with somebody and I see it. This was back when I was with Natalie. I used to tell her to turn here because there's a police car, they're going to get off the road and hide. And
What do you mean you felt like a zombie? What was going on there?
like I was beside myself, like I was looking at this from over there. I could see myself. That's the way to look at it. I thought I could see myself walking. From over there.
Or
Beside myself.
well, what did you see yourself doing?
Walking from the house to the car. I remember, I don't know, I really don't. I still don't know. I don't know if I have to get more sleep, if I have to, I don't know. I just know that's and then I started writing after. It's a good thing I started writing.
What'd you write?
I don't know. I can't remember. Stuff. You just have the pad.
Have you felt like a zombie before?
No. No, that's why I thought, or that's why I remember. I thought it was weird, like the word zombie came into my, but it wasn't, I don't know what a zombie is. It was like, I remember like as if I was over there looking at myself walking. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's what I remember.
What do you remember after the walking?
Not much. I remember being in a car. I remember saying, God show me where to go. And I remember saying, Dear Father, every little while. Not incessantly, but every 10 minutes maybe or something, or roughly half, I don't know. I just know I said it a lot.
What was God telling you to do? What was he telling you?
I believe that God was telling me where to turn, because I was driving on roads that I didn't even know where they were going. I remember being in Dacre and I was wondering, what the hell am I doing here? And then in a bunch of little towns. And I remember I pulled into some little, like a park, roadside park place, and I drove around a circle. And then I drove back out on the highway, and I remember saying, I don't understand why you wanted me to do that, but there must be a reason. And that would have been, I don't know where that was.
What happened at Carol's? Can you remember that? At the cottage?
I remember, I was at the cottage the night before.
On Tuesday.
Okay. You said today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. So you were arrested yesterday afternoon in Ottawa. If that helps.
Tuesday. I was arrested.
Yes.
So Monday, I was at the cottage. And that's when Carol was, I already knew about her and the other, she had told me, but that's when she said that her and her man called me BF. And she said that they thought it was funny. And he kept texting her, and she was laughing in the house. And she told me that they had this joke about me being BF, best friend, the guy that'll do anything that she asked for nothing or whatever.
Why would she tell you that? Why would she try to hurt you like that?
I asked her that. I asked her in my text to her, I asked her, why would you hurt me like that? I don't know. I don't know.
She wouldn't tell you.
She never told me in my text when I asked her. She laughed. And then I don't even know the guy's name, never asked. When she first told me that she was with him, she said that she couldn't live like that, and that was it. I never asked no more questions. So she told me he's younger. I don't know how old, I don't know his name, I don't know, because it wasn't important. I thought it was in her past. And it wasn't.
But when you saw her in person, she wouldn't tell you
Tell me what?
why she decided to hurt you like that?
She never told me. She just said, we joke around and laugh about this. We call you my BF. And then she said, best friend. And it's more or less like they talked. I threw her cell phone out of the car somewhere because it was ringing. I never even looked at her stupid cell phone, but it probably had stuff there. Obviously it would. God, I wish I had smoked.
You smoke, do you?
Yes,
Show me, see if I can get you one, Basil.
I love one. I chain smoke. Nervous.
How do you feel right now?
I don't know. I'm tired and confused and I'm trying to make sense of this, and I know what. I remember Monday, if you said that was Tuesday, it was Monday.
Well, it could have been, I don't know when you were at Carol's cottage, if it was Monday night or Tuesday. Monday is when you were talking to Elizabeth.
The same day I was there at the cottage, and in the evening I came home and I was talking to Elizabeth. I was at the cottage, I came from there.